What's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist, and today doing a Master Duel Red Eyes Black Dragon deck profile. So I'm really excited to do this for you guys because Red Eyes is one of my favorite decks to play, especially on Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, because this deck has some amazing potential. So without further ado guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell in there so you can become part of the notification squad, and definitely check out the Patreon on the description below for all those awesome rewards, like getting your name description every single video, getting a signed cards in the mail, and even getting to request a deck profile every single month to your patron. So without further ado, let's get straight on into this. So first off, we're going to be playing 3 copies of Red Eyes Black Dragon. This is the key card of the deck that's going to help us go in for all of our really cool plays, especially into some crazy powerful fusion monsters like Red Eyes / Dragon, which is our main boss monster for this deck. We're then playing 2 copies of Gearfried the Red Eyes Iron Knight. This card is a really cool 2-of in the deck that helps out the deck a lot to go in for your copies of Red Eyes / Dragon, but it also has an awesome effect that once per turn, if either player equips an equip card to this card, you can destroy those equip cards, then you can destroy a spell trap card your opponent controls, which is a pretty good effect, so we have plenty of equip cards actually in this deck. It also has the ability once per turn, you can send an equip card that you control that is equipped to this card to the graveyard, and then target a level 7 or lower Red Eyes monster in your graveyard and special summon it, which is great to use as a monster reborn in this deck. We then play 3 copies of Black Metal Dragon. Black Metal Dragon is actually one of the best normal summons in the entire deck, because you can normal summon out this card, link it away for Link Rebo or Striker Dragon, which is the best way to go, is link it away for Striker Dragon, and then when it touches the graveyard from the field, it'll actually give you a search, which the card you're usually searching off this card's effect is your copy of Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, which we play as a 1-of in the deck. It comes in extremely handy to search off your copy of Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, because then you can banish your copy of Striker Dragon to summon off this, and then bring back the copy of Black Metal Dragon off the effect of your copy of your Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, giving you 2 monsters on the field to go for something like a Hieratic Seal or even Anaconda, because Anaconda is still at 1 in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, which then you can send Red Eyes Fusion and go in for some seriously crazy plays. We then play 3 copies of Sublimation Knight. Sublimation Knight is a really good normal summon in this deck and helps out the deck a lot, because it has the ability, if this card is normal or special summon, you can equip a Fire Warrior monster from your deck to this card, which is always going to be your copy of your Squeak Knight. Squeak Knight is great as a 1-of the deck to be able to equip to your copy of your Sublimation Knight, because you can special summon this card to your side of the field if it's equipped to a monster, because it's a Union monster, which will get you 2 warriors on your side of the field, so you can go in for a copy of a Zold, which is just really good in this deck. Since we don't have Dragoon in Master Duel, it's really awesome to be able to go the warrior route for Red Eyes to go in for Slash Dragon and really powerful monsters like that. We then play 2 copies of Infernoble Knight Renald. Renald is a definite 2-of in this deck to be able to summon sometimes off your copy of your Zold, because it has a great effect that if this card is special summoned, you can target an equipped spell in the graveyard and add it to your hand, which is an awesome effect. And if you control a Fire Warrior monster, you can special summon this card from your hand, which is a great effect to be able to use in this deck, and why I chose to play Sublimation Knight over the copies of Neospatian Connector, because they are Fire Warriors. We then play a single copy of Immortal Phoenix Gearfried. Immortal Phoenix Gearfried is a great boss monster to be able to search in this deck off your copy of his Zold's effect, and just helps out a lot overall in this particular deck, because it's super easy to summon by just banishing an equipped spell from your field or grave. You can special summon this card from your hand, which is an awesome effect. I love that about this card, and it's super easy to put on your side of the field. We then play a single copy of Light Pulsar Dragon. This is our main target to be able to go in for our Meteor Dragon that we're going to be going into sometimes in this deck, which is really good. This card also combos extremely well with our copy of Darkness Metal Dragon, because you can roll them back and forth, which is really cool off of each other's effects, which is really neat. We then play 3 copies of Maxi, because Maxi is still at 3 in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, and is the best hand trap in the game. This card is absolutely crazy and can end duels pretty much on its own. So that's it for the monsters, guys. Let's get into the spells. So for the spells, we're going to start off with a single copy of Rhoda. Rhoda's really good as a 1-of in the deck because we are playing a bunch of different warriors in this particular build to be able to grab from our deck off this card, especially our copies of our Sublimation Knight. We then play 2 copies of Red Eyes Fusion. I would play 3 copies of this card, but this deck is already extremely tight, and this card is really good to be able to search off your copies of your Red Eyes Insight, or even send to the graveyard off your copy of Anaconda, which is why I'm just playing 2 copies of this. We then play 3 copies of Red Eyes Insight. Red Eyes Insight is a definite 3 on the deck, so let you send a Red Eyes monster from your hand or deck to the grave to add a Red Eyes spell or trap from your deck to your hand, except another copy of this card, which can be plenty of different targets in this deck from your copies of your Red Eyes Fusion to be able to add cards like Return of the Red Eyes or Red Eyes Fang with Chain. We then play 3 copies of Polymerization. Polymerization is really neat as a 3-of in this particular deck to be able to fusion summon into some really powerful cards like our Red Eyes / Dragon. We then play 2 copies of Durandal. Durandal is great as a 2-of in the deck because basically you have the ability that when this card is equipped to a monster, you can add a level 5 or lower Fire Warrior monster from your deck to your hand, then destroy this card, which what you're always actually going to search off this card is going to be your copy of your Sublimation Knight to be able to get your plays rolling. You can even equip this to an opponent's monster to get that effect, which is really neat. We then play 2 copies of Dragon Nails. Dragon Nails is really neat in this deck, and it's a really awesome throwback to Joey Wheeler playing this card. I love that you can actually play this in Red Eyes, and it works in this particular build extremely well with your copy of Red Eyes / Dragon, because you equip only to a dark monster and it gains 600 attack points. Also, it cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects, and if this card is sent to the graveyard because the equipped monster was destroyed by battle and sent to the grave, you can special summon that monster, and if you do, equip this card to that monster but banish it when it leaves the field, which is a really awesome effect to help your copy of Red Eyes / Dragon float while also giving it 600 extra attack points and giving it extra protection. I really like that about this card in the deck, and it's just a super good card in this build. We then play a Bamboo Sword package, which we're going to start off with 3 copies of Cursed Bamboo Sword. Cursed Bamboo Sword is really good in this deck to be able to use with your copy of Azul, because when it touches the graveyard, it lets you add a Bamboo Sword card from your deck to your hand, except another copy of Cursed Bamboo Sword, which is a really good effect to be able to search out our copies of Golden Bamboo Sword, which is a draw 2 if we control a Bamboo Sword equip spell, which is great in this particular deck to be able to use because you're going to be able to get to your copy of Cursed Bamboo Sword extremely easily off your copy of your Infernoble Knight Renal, which is really awesome to be able to get to in this particular deck. I love that about this, and basically you can actually activate all 3 of these in the exact same turn, which will get you a draw 6 if you have all of them, which is insane. So that's it for the spells, guys. Let's get into the traps. So for the traps, we're just going to be playing 2 traps in this build, and that's going to be a single copy of Red Eyes Fang and Chain and a single copy of Return of the Red Eyes. These 2 are really powerful trap cards in this deck that are both searchable off your Red Eyes Insight, but they're really good in this particular build, especially Red Eyes Fang and Chain. It lets you target a Red Eyes monster you control and equip this card to it, and it can make 2 attacks on monsters during each battle phase, which is an insane effect, especially combo with your copy of Red Eyes / Dragon. And you can also send this equip card to the graveyard, target effect monster opponent controls, and equip that target to a monster this card was equipped to, and if you do, while a monster is equipped by this effect, its attack and defense becomes equal to the original attack and defense of the equipped monster, which is a great effect. For example, if my opponent has, say, a Blue Eyes White Dragon on their side of the field, and I use this, I can actually equip that Blue Eyes White Dragon to my monster, and then once I do, it'll become a 3,2500, for example. You can also use the effect of Return of the Red Eyes to basically be a constant monster reborn every single turn, which is super good about this deck. So that's it for the main deck, guys. Let's get into the extra deck. So for the extra deck, we're going to be playing 2 copies of Red Eyes / Dragon. Red Eyes / Dragon is a really good 2-of boss monster for this deck, and I really love this card in this particular build, because it takes a Red Eyes Black Dragon plus any warrior monster to be able to make this card. And it has a great effect that when a Red Eyes monster declares an attack, you can target a warrior monster in your graveyard and equip it to this card as an equip spell that gives this card an additional 200 attack points. And when a card or effect is activated that targets a card that you control quick effect, you can send an equip card that you control to the graveyard to negate the activation if you do destroy that card. And if this card is destroyed by battle or by card effect, you can special summon as many monsters from your graveyard as possible that are equipped to this card, which is a pretty good effect to be able to get multiple monsters on your side of the field just by this card getting destroyed, especially when this card is equipped with cards like Dragon Nails to be able to bring this card back. We then play a single copy of Meteor Black Comet Dragon. Meteor Black Comet Dragon is a really good one-of in this particular deck to be able to summon out off your copy of Red Eyes Fusion. It comes out at 3,500, so it's absolutely massive, and it's a really good card to be able to make, because if this card is fusion summoned, you can send a Red Eyes monster from your hand or deck to the graveyard, and if you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal to half the original attack of that monster, which is a lot of damage you can actually inflict to your opponent off this effect. We then play a single copy of Guilty Gearfried, the Magical Steel Knight. This card can be made easily off your polymerization and is really good one-of in this particular deck, because once per turn, when a card or effect is activated that targets this card, quick effect, you can negate that effect. And if you do, destroy one card on the field. And if this card was fusion summoned using only monsters on the field as material, it can make a second attack during each battle phase. And once per turn, if this card battles an opponent's monster, during damage calculation, quick effect, you can banish a spell card from your graveyard, and this card gains attack equal to half the current defense until the end of this turn, which is a pretty good effect. I love that about this card. It's super easy to make in the stack, and it's a really good card in this particular build. We're then playing just a single copy of Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon. I'm playing just a single copy of this card because every time your opponent breathes, they're going to take 500 points of damage. I love this card in the deck, but I feel like one is totally fine for this particular build. You can cut a copy of Slash Dragon for it, but I really wanted to make it more focused on summoning out Slash Dragon with this particular build, so I cut Flare Metal down to 1 and bumped Slash Dragon up to 2 for this particular build. But it's a really good one of this deck because every time your opponent breathes, they're going to take 500 points of damage. We then play a single copy of Access Code to be able to pop cards on the field. This comes out at like 5,300, which is absolutely crazy. You play a single copy of Unicorn to spin stuff. This is also a really good link monster to play in the deck. 2 copies of Awalt. Awalt is just insane in any warrior deck, and really good in this particular version of Red Eyes because it's going to give you a search of a warrior monster, and also we have plenty of different cards we can send to the graveyard to summon Renault, and basically search an equip spell off of Renault's effect, which usually you're going to send Cursed Bamboo Sword, which will go off in the graveyard to search Golden Bamboo Sword, and then your copy of your Renault will grab the Cursed Bamboo Sword back and give you a draw 2, which is insane. We then play a single copy of Flame Swordsman. Flame Swordsman is just too cool to not play in this deck. We're already playing Dragon Nails, Red Eyes Black Dragon, a Guilty Gearfried fusion, and now Flame Swordsman as a link monster. If this deck wasn't Joey enough, it is now Joey enough. But this card is super cool in this particular deck because all warrior monsters on the field gain 500 attack points. Also, it's a fire monster, so it's very easy to put on your side of the field, and it's also a fire warrior monster, which works extremely well with this particular deck. We then play a single copy of IP Masquerena to be able to make Unicorn during the opponent's turn. 1 copy of Verte Anaconda. Verte Anaconda is at 1 in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, which is insane that this card is still at 1 in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, and it's really good to be able to work with your copy of Red Eyes Fusion. We then play a single copy of Hieratic Seal. Hieratic Seal is just super easy to make with the Darkness Metal combo that I explained earlier. We play a single copy of Striker Dragon, again for the Darkness Metal combo I explained earlier, to be able to basically normal summon out Black Metal, link it away for Striker Dragon, and then you'll be able to get a search of Darkness Metal, banishing this card from the field, special summon out the Darkness Metal, revive back to your side of the field the copy of Black Metal, and then you'll be able to link for your copy of Hieratic Seal, getting a second search of your copy of your Black Metal Dragon. We then play a single copy of Link Karibo. Link Karibo is just a good one-of in the deck because we do play a lot of level 1s in this particular build in the form of our Black Metal Dragon, so having this card is just really good to give you a little bit of attack protection. So, that's it for the deck, guys. I hope you enjoyed. This deck is super fun to be able to play. If you guys have not played Red Eyes in Master Duel, definitely give this deck a try because it's super fun to be able to summon out Slash Dragon and just see how many equip cards you can actually get equipped to it. And it's just super fun to be able to play. So, anyways, guys, this is DarkArmedDuelist. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell near so you can become part of the notification squad, and we'll see you guys in the next video. See you later, guys.